Introduced North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and DPRK, as one of the most isolated and secretive nations in the world. Emphasize its unique position in global politics, its totalitarian government, and the hardships faced by its people. Geography and demographics. A brief introduction to North Korea's geography, borders, and population. Korean Peninsula before division. Discuss Korea before the division, focusing on the Joseon dynasty and its relationship with neighboring powers like China and Japan. Japanese occupation, 1910-1945. Detail the period of Japanese occupation, the impact of colonial rule on Korean society, and the seeds of division sown during this time. End of World War II and division of Korea. Explain how Korea was divided into two zones of occupation by the Soviets in the north and Americans in the south after Japan's defeat in World War II. Discuss the establishment of the DPRK in 1948 under Kim Il-sung. Causes and outbreak. Examine the causes of the Korean War, including ideological differences, border skirmishes, and the North's invasion of the South. Major events. Outline the key battles and turning points, such as the involvement of China and the United States, the push and pull over the 38th parallel, and the war's devastating impact on both North and South Korea. Armistice and aftermath. Discuss the signing of the armistice in 1953 and the establishment of the Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, which continues to separate the two Koreas. Kim Il-sung's rule, 1948-1994. Analyze Kim Il-sung's leadership, focusing on his consolidation of power, the establishment of a totalitarian state, and the creation of a pervasive cult of personality. Discuss his policies like Yucho, self-reliance, and their impact on the North Korean economy and society. Succession of Kim Jong-il, 1994-2011. Explore Kim Jong-il's rise to power, his leadership style, the deepening isolation of North Korea, the country's nuclear ambitions, and the severe famine of the 1990s, which led to widespread starvation. The reign of Kim Jong-un, 2011-present. Detail Kim Jong-un's succession, his efforts to strengthen the regime, the ongoing development of nuclear weapons, the strategic use of propaganda, and the continued human rights abuses. Delve deeper into Jucho, the state ideology of North Korea, which promotes self-reliance and has been used to justify the regime's isolationist policies. Government structure. Explain the structure of the North Korean government, focusing on the role of the Workers' Party of Korea, the Supreme People's Assembly, and the centralization of power in the hands of the Kim family. Repression and human rights violations. Discuss the regime's methods of maintaining control, including censorship, the extensive surveillance network, the use of political prison camps, Kwanliso, and the pervasive atmosphere of fear. Command economy. Examine North Korea's centrally planned economy, focusing on the state's control over production, distribution, and labor. The impact of sanctions. Discuss the international sanctions imposed on North Korea due to its nuclear program and the resultant economic hardships. Recent economic changes. Explore the limited economic reforms and the rise of informal markets, Jangmadang, that have emerged to cope with economic difficulties. Humanitarian crises. Detail the chronic food shortages, malnutrition, and the international aid that has been both accepted and rejected by the regime. Military first policy. Songun. Analyze the importance of the military in North Korea, including the Songun policy, which prioritizes military spending and the role of the Korean People's Army, KPA, in society. Nuclear program. Trace the development of North Korea's nuclear weapons program, including key tests, international reactions, and the impact on global security. Diplomatic relations. Discuss North Korea's relations with other countries, including its limited allies like China and Russia, its adversarial stance towards South Korea, Japan, and the United States, and the various attempts at diplomacy and negotiations, such as the six-party talks. Life under the regime. Describe daily life in North Korea, highlighting the role of propaganda, indoctrination, and the limited access to information.
Discuss the restrictions on freedom of movement expression and religion, education and healthcare. Outline the state-controlled education system, which emphasizes loyalty to the regime and the challenges faced by the healthcare system due to resource limitations. The role of propaganda. Explore the pervasive use of propaganda in North Korea, from the glorification of the Kim family to the vilification of perceived enemies. Discuss the role of art, literature, and media in maintaining the regime's narrative. Defection and escape. Discuss the dangerous and often harrowing journey of North Korean defectors who escape the country, usually through China, and the risks they face. Life after defection. Describe the challenges faced by defectors in adjusting to life outside North Korea, particularly in South Korea, where they may struggle with cultural differences, trauma, and discrimination. Potential for change. Speculate on the future of North Korea, considering possible scenarios like regime collapse, gradual reform, or continued isolation. Impact on global politics. Discuss how changes in North Korea could affect regional stability, international relations, and the balance of power in East Asia. Human rights and international intervention. Consider the role of the international community in addressing the human rights situation in North Korea and the ethical dilemmas involved in intervening in such a repressive state.